Hello, my wonderful people. Thank you so much for joining me again in this live section. Can see that Akpabio blames the police over insecurity in Nigeria. Many people even the police with the insecurity heard that the army people sometimes they do associate with these terrorists, with these bandits. Then after their mission or after collecting ransom from the kidnapped victim, they will not give their own share to the army because of the army was able to hide their location. And this is the reason why many Nigerians are saying that when we are talking about insecurity, we should not only be looking at the bandits, we should also be looking at the police people, because the police people are also involved in this insecurity that is happening in our country. Just like what I heard, there was this news that I heard that they said that these army people sometimes they do work with these bandits, in the sense that if they catch a victim, now the ransom that they're going to collect from that particular victim, they will not share it with the army people, because of the army people were not able to catch their location. That is the reason why you see the federal government now, they are doing everything possible to be able to come against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because they know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is always against them. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the only person that is exposing the whereabouts of these Fulani terrorists, these bandits. That is only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is speaking up. That's how you see they are only trying to hold that man hostage. They don't want to release him. And Akpabio is saying that the police, they should blame the police for insecurity in Nigeria. This is what really, before we really take a look at what Akpabio said, this is what really happened today in Oyo State. They said this morning at Akala Express, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigerian police allegedly chased suspected Yahoo boys in a car, firing at their tires, shot a secondary school student on his way to sit for his WAEC exam. I would have loved to show you guys this video, but because of YouTube restrictions, I wouldn't want to show you guys this video. Now, this was happening in Oyo State, and I'm wondering, the police people, they will not be able to go and be chasing all these bandits, all these criminals. They will not be able to be chasing them, but they'll be chasing Yahoo people. Now look at what it has ended up to. As the process of they were chasing this Yahoo boy, they ended up firing a small boy, a secondary school student who was on his way to sit for his WAEC exam. This is actually bad and very, very sad. You can imagine what these police people have done. Look at the way they have taken blood in their own hands. Now they went to, that's why many youths were really complaining, saying that they don't like the way Nigerian police are always searching their phone, looking for what they know. But they even go as far as accusing them that they are into fraud when they are not even into fraud. Sometimes these youths may pay them ransom because of they asked for their phone. Some of them may even pay them money. This is totally bad. Now, this is so coming from Sahara reporters. The same event that happened, he said that, yeah, the same incident that happened, he said WAEC student on his way to exam center fatally shot by stray bullets from corrupt police officers trying to extort tricycle napepe rider. This one is from coming from Sahara reporters. Now, the thing that you see, the reason why we say that the police people are also involved in the insecurity in our country, because tell me why they will be trying to extort all these keke napepe riders. If you see police checkpoint like this, there's no police checkpoint that you see that they don't extort from the transporter. They don't export from them. Early noticing anything, they always trying to export. Just like my friend told me yesterday that she was traveling, and when she reached to army checkpoint, the army personnel was not asking for something, and she's also a student, and he told the army personnel, I'm a student, and the army personnel was not saying that, okay, what are you with your hand? Unfortunately, it was egg that she was in her hand. I'm telling you story. It was egg that my friend was in her hand, and before you know it, the army personnel said, okay, give me the egg. Like the way these people try to extort. The worst part is that they don't even fight the insecurity. What they ask them to do, they're not doing it. Sometimes they do partner with these criminals in order, and it's causing more problems. They do partner with this criminal, they do partner with these bandits that are disturbing the whole country. These people, I feel that, for me, like many Nigerians have been saying, that our government, our armies, our police people, they know where all these criminals are. If they wanted to trace them down, they would have done that since. But because they know where they are, but they don't want to trace them. meaning to show you how corrupt Nigeria is. And even the police people and the army people are also corrupt. This is what really happened. This is what someone said on Twitter concerning the police people. He was saying, when you hear insecurity, stop thinking about bandits, kidnapping, and Boko Haram alone. BOD used Nigerian police to oppress someone over Twitter account. Military men flogged stupid and bastard into a married man back and left him with permanent scars due to simple electricity issues. An innocent child died today due to anyhowness of the police. Oh my god. Then they said all these are security issues are paradoxically they were anchored by the security apparatus of this country. And like with other issues, today's case will be closed with dismissing the officer in question, but doing nothing to address the root cause. You have to almost be a billionaire in network and network to be able to live relatively safe. No be life we dey live for Nigeria, no be country we dey. To be honest, Nigeria is not a country. The life we're living in this country is not worth it. You can imagine, because of police people, an innocent child, because of their carelessness, an innocent child died today. Now, let's take a look at what Akpabio have to say about insecurity. Guys, just listen to this and I'll be right back. As well as I also show you guys a video, if you guys can remember what Kemi Badnoch said about police people. But take a look at what Akpabio said first, then I'll be
When the
right back.
police will throw away trained officers for minor offenses, when the army will, out of discipline, sack over 100 soldiers, many of them will go into training of militants, and then the languages that they were taught will now be passed to the militants. I want to read particularly a paragraph in the motion that led to this. Senator Jimo Ibrahim, while moving in motion, said that further aware that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is serious about the peace of Nigeria. As such, there is need for some fact-finding intelligence support for Mr. President's efforts, even of the fact that most military strategies and languages such as Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, Syria, Tango, Uniform, Victor, Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee are no longer exclusive to the military. This is worrisome. By the time we have that security summit, you will realize that the reason why these things have leaked to militants is because we also have a problem. The discipline, sometimes we are high-handed. When the police will throw away trained officers for minor offenses, when the army will, out of discipline, sack over 100 soldiers, many of them will go into training of militants, and then the languages that they were taught will now be passed to the militants. So we will discuss the issue of recruitment, because I believe that the security operatives are as good as their training. How do you even recruit them? Because most of these so-called militants who are training people in bushes across Nigeria were once security agents who, for one reason or the other, found their way out. So it's important. We also have to look at the strength of the fighting forces in the country. Are they sufficient to combat the rising insecurity? What about the communities? How can we best utilize the vigilantes? How can we have community policing? How can we have community protection? What should families look out for? If you suddenly see a truckload of people arrive in your market square, and then the number of ways they bring are less than what the number of people that arrive, it's a signal that when you see, you should speak. You must report them immediately. I do know that when I was a governor, I saw a situation like that. When you see 5, 6 trucks loading people and bringing them down, and they go to the abattoir to mingle around. They are coming for jailbreak. They have one of their colleagues in jail that they want to spring a surprise. And if you don't arrest them on time to interrogate them, then you have a jailbreak. So we need to discuss these issues. And I want to thank Jimo Ibrahim for bringing this up. I think it cannot be too much. Let's do our part, send the communique to the appropriate agencies, invite the experts to address us, address the nation by implication, invite those who are afflicted to also join us. So I thank the Senate for this, and I concur that the motion to have the Security Summit is hereby carried. Security retreat. It is, and then Senator Ningi has raised a vital issue, which is, are we interrogating the chairman of our various security committees in the Senate? Chairman of Defense, Chairman of Navy, Chairman of Army, Chairman of National Security, Chairman of Air Force, and all. Are we even interrogating them? That's the question. And that the Senate leader ought to periodically compile the workings of the various committees and report back to the Senate. But that has not been done because he is probably yet to have a meeting with all the Senate committee chairmen. And then he should be able to get written reports from them and communicate them to us. We don't need to discuss it in plenary. We can do so in closed session. So, but the question we need to answer now is that in view of the escalating insecurity in the country, which sometimes may be politically motivated, sometimes may be as a result of movement of farmers or headers here and there, and sometimes maybe as a result of terrorism and intentional acts of sabotage of the government or a direct attack on Nigerians from our enemies, from foreign countries. You know, so should we convene a 2-day or a 3-day security retreat where we will sit down, invite major stakeholders, including the traditional institutions, including people who are experts in other fields, then including even the state governors and practitioners in the security sector, so that we can compile something and come out with a communique that will help Nigeria moving forward. Senator Akpabio.
Here in this Senate, particularly the 8th Senate and the 9th Senate, where we had security summit. In fact, if I could recall vividly, we had 3 security summits in this Senate, and we made very far-reaching recommendations to the executive branch. And those recommendations, unfortunately, were not implemented. Mr. President, what we need is not security summit. We need to discuss with the service chiefs here in this chamber, one by one. We engage them into serious discussions. We tell them the emerging development, particularly the Lakurawa that is invading northwestern part of Nigeria, and also they are invading north central part of Nigeria. Just of recent, there is a new development, a new security threat, a new armed group called Bamuda. They are invading Niger and Kwara State, and very soon they will reach Oyo State. So, Mr. President, we need to discuss with the service chiefs. There is nothing we have not discussed at the Security Summit. If they come, let them tell us the strategies they are using to overcome these security threats. I don't believe that having Security Summit is the answer. Else, what we did in the past, what happened? All the recommendations are there and they are not implemented. So I'm of the opinion that we should call the Inspector General of Police, we should call the National Security Advisor, we should call the Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of Air Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, the Chief of Defense Staff, and we sit with them here and discuss thoroughly. And we hear from them the solutions they'll come up with. And Mr. President, we shouldn't even talk about, taking only kinetic measures. There are non-kinetic measures that need to be taken on the part of the federal government and the state government. Virtually everything is now loaded on the federal government. When it comes to non-kinetic measures, state governments have a responsibility. Local governments have a responsibility. It is by so doing that we will be able to overcome the security challenges in this country.
So, my people, you guys have listened to the interview in the Senate House where Akpabio was talking about the police people, and I feel that what he really said is true. Anytime that this advice was given to everybody, anytime you see strange trucks in your community, it's better you raise alarm on time, because if you give those people 2 weeks, they are going to strike. And when I mean they will strike, they can come at any time and buy an entire community. So anytime you see a strange truck, a strange thing moving into your community, you raise alarm. And now the police people, I think it's high time we call the Inspector General of Police, and please tell him that the police personnel should be coordinated. They are not really coordinated. I'm telling you guys the honest truth, because what happened in Oyo State today, the way an innocent child was just, they find an innocent child like that. Imagine the way they were shooting at some, they said it was suspected Yahoo boys, they were shooting at them and 3 bullets touched an innocent child. Now, this is the reason why Kemi Badnoch was saying that Nigerian police are the worst set of things ever. Just take a look at this old video of Kemi Badnoch where he was
use them
talking
to
about
try and destroy us.
Do you trust the British
Nigerian
police?
I do.
police.
I do. But remember my experience with the police in Nigeria was very negative. And coming to the UK, my first experience with the police was very positive. The police in Nigeria would rob us. So when people say, "Oh, I had this bad experience with the police because I'm black and they're white," I was like, "Well, I remember the police stole my brother's shoes and his watch."
His shoes?
Yeah, they took his shoes and his watch. It's a very poor country, so people do all sorts of things, and giving people a gun is just a license to intimidate. But that's not the bar we should use for British police. Obviously, it should be much higher. But my experience was so positive. When I was burgled, for example, the police were there, very helpful. They eventually caught the person. This is 2004, so 20 years ago. The police did catch, they did catch criminals. And now we've given them too much to do, in my view. So the police are the first line of defense for everything. And I think that burden makes it a lot harder for them to actually do the basics. And that's another thing that we need to look at.
Let's talk about some of the social issues that have exploded here.
You guys need to hear what Kemi Badnoch said about Nigerian police. One thing Nigerians don't ask themselves is, why is it that we don't have foreign investors coming into Nigeria to do business with Nigerians? It's because of they see what is happening. They see how corrupt the country is going. Just like a video I saw online where a woman was lamenting the way this Nigerian police attacked her Ghana husband on their way. Like they just were humiliating the man, and the man was like, "You see the reason why I told you that we should not come to Nigeria." And not only that, the Nigerian police are chasing foreign investors away from Nigeria. People can no longer marry. If people want to marry, if other countries want to marry from Nigeria, they won't want to marry from Nigeria because of this particular issue. That's the reason why you see Nigeria is not going forward. No economic growth, nothing is going on in Nigeria. You can listen to what this man said here. When we're talking about insecurity, we're not just talking about the bandit, the kidnapping, and Boko Haram. Let's also talk about the armies and the police. They are really associated with what the insecurity in Nigeria. In fact, I think they're even making it worse by collaborating with them. They are just making it worse by collaborating with these people. These people sometimes, okay, I think there was a video, no, not a video, an article whereby a man came out and was confessing to people, saying that there was a time that these army people do collaborate with these bandits, in the sense that the ransom that they get from their kidnapped victims, they will not come and share it with the army people or police people, because the police people or the army people were not able to cast their location. Sometimes, so I feel that every operation that is happening, anything you hear about, okay, a kidnapping job was done, just know that maybe the police people were aware of it or the army people are aware of it. That is why you see Nigerians don't trust army people again, because they feel that they do collect money from those people and make these people go away with their crime. That's why you see, to find a true and honest police, a true and honest army, it is very very hard. I'm telling you, in Nigeria it is very hard, because many of them has been corrupted. Many of them have been corrupted. When Nigeria, I think there was a time a girl was saying that someone has Nigerian army and police, they know where these terrorists and bandits are, as well as the federal government, but they don't want to cast their location. And that is one thing that is going wrong in this country, but they don't really know. Take a look at what this person said about the Nigerian police. He said the Nigerian police force is a useless organization, from the armed robber looking touts on the road to blue shirt pen pushers in the office. Zero accountability, zero discipline, zero coordination, zero humanity. How do you buy innocent people and walk around freely? The word, if I tell you, many people that the Nigerian police have assaulted, humiliated, and bite, it is terrible. Like these people, I don't even know whether I would say that they are touts, because they behave like touts. They don't behave like coordinated Nigerian police. You see the reason why Kemi Badnoch has every right and every audacity to insult the Nigerian police. It is because of this thing. This lack of coordination. Many people are complaining about the Nigerian police, and it is high time the inspector of police do something about it. The way, if the Nigerian police continue this way, don't be surprised, my people, they are going to call for another EndSARS protest again. You know that the first one that happened was because of the way police people are sorting the youth, which claimed lives of many youths during the first EndSARS protest. Now, the second one that is even about to come, because many Nigerian youths are tired of what the Nigerian police and Nigerian army are doing to them. It may be very bloody, because many people are tired of what is going on. Just like I'll tell you guys that this Nigerian police have claimed a lot of people's lives, and then nobody is saying anything about it. Like, they're not just saying anything about what is really going on. Just take a look at today's news. The way they pied an innocent boy going to secondary school for he's going to write a WAEC exam. I wanted to play this video because of YouTube restrictions. I was not able to play the video. It was so bad. What are they going to say? What would the parents of this little boy say? That the son went to write the WAEC exam, and on his way, the police people wiped him. You see the reason why Nigerian youths are always fighting with police people, because of their way, because of the way they are doing them. I have seen several cases whereby youths are always lamenting that their police people are always extorting from them. Police people are always extorting from them. Anytime they see them, they're always checking their phone to get one information or the other. But the Nigerian youths are always this kind of people. They will now say they cannot open their phone for police. Before you know it, a fight will erupt between them. And not only that, even the army people, though they do also extort from people. Like, I don't even know whether Nigeria has turned to a beggar's country. Now, imagine people, foreign investors coming into Nigeria in order just for them to see police people begging on checkpoints. That is enough self to condemn Nigeria. That is enough self to stop maybe the contract they have with Nigeria. That is enough. Nigeria they lack indiscipline. Nigerian police lack indiscipline. The inspector of police is not doing anything about it, thereby coordinating police people. It's just a whole lot. Sometimes I ask myself, why is it that this Nigerian police that are always chasing Yahoo people, that always, you see, the worst thing I've ever heard in this my life is I hear of Nigerian police going to arrest husband and wife that are fighting. And I'll be like, what is going on in Nigeria? There are a lot of insecurity things they should be tackling. Just like what happened in Edo State. If you call Nigerian police now, they will not be able to come for that type of incident. It is where Mama Nkechi and Mama Obi is fighting. That is where they will come for, which is very, very terrible. They cannot even come for the things like what happened in Edo State. They can't come for that kind of thing. You can never see them in that kind of thing. They do things that are not necessary. Like when I mean things that are not necessary, that is where you see the Nigerian police. And it's spoiling our country because you know what? Insecurity is growing day by day. And it's just destroying Nigeria. It's destroying Nigeria. And many Nigerians are now saying that it's high time for us to start sending this Nigerian police, just like the way they're sending Nigerian armies to defend the country. They should start sending them because we don't understand the work of Nigerian police again in the country. You see, the reason why, if you go to a particular community, they are always bringing out their own vigilantes because they don't trust Nigerian police again. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something. You see, the terrorists, that's the bandits, they're always afraid of vigilantes. But when it comes to Nigerian police and army, these people are not scared because they know how they're collaborating with them. They know. That's why you see they're not always afraid of army. These people will always have audacity and mind to enter a particular community to launch an attack because they're not afraid of Nigerian police and Nigerian army. The only people they're afraid of is vigilante. That is why you see anytime they want to launch an attack, they'll first of all look for every possible means to clear the vigilantes in that community. They are going to target the vigilantes first because they know that it's only the vigilantes that is going to make them not to carry out their operation. But when it comes to Nigerian police, they're not afraid of them. I've seen several cases of where they say vigilante groups, this terrorist attack and Nigerian police run away. I'm telling you guys the honest truth. These people they don't train themselves for a tougher battle. Nigerian police don't train themselves for a tougher battle. They just train themselves for a battle that don't make sense. You see where they say that Nigerian police went to arrest people that are owing someone that is owing someone, and you be wondering what kind of thing is this? When you call them for a serious incident that happened, they will not show up. You see the reason why when I tell you guys that, you see when it comes to the southeast, there's lesser attack because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but when you come to the northern side, there's a high rate of attack going on there because the people that are attacking that particular side are no longer afraid of the Nigerian police. They're not even afraid of the Nigerian army there. You guys saw what happened in Borno State, the way they launched attack in Borno State. And when I'm telling you guys that they destroyed Borno State, they destroyed the barrack there, they stole their weapons. Like those terrorists scattered away with their weapons. That is enough to show you that they are not even afraid of Nigerian armies again. These people before they launch attack in a particular community, they are always making sure that they remove the vigilantes. And nowadays, I feel that vigilantes are now doing their work better than the Nigerian police. You see the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu invented something like Eastern Security Network, because he knows that you see Nigerian police, when it comes to safety, they don't know what they are doing at all at all. They go about chasing people, chasing Yahoo boys. They go about staying in checkpoints and be extorting from transporters. There was this story that my friend said that she was on her way going back to school, and this Nigerian army stopped their bus, and before you know it, they started asking her who she is, and she said she's a student. And after that, they asked her what does she what would she give them. And my friend was like, I'm a student, I don't have anything to give. And let me tell you guys, the Nigerian police had to request for the Nigerian army have to request for the egg she was carrying in her hand. And she was surprised. According to what she told me, she said she was surprised, but she just had to give them the two egg that she was carrying in her hand. This is actually bad. I think that they need to do something about it. They need to coordinate them. It's time for the Nigerian police, that's the inspection of police and the Nigerian army, to start coordinating them. They need to teach them what to do on duties and what not to do on duties. It is a whole lot is going on now. Just take a look at what this ex-user was saying about them. He said, when you hear about insecurity, stop thinking about this kidnapping and Boko Haram, because when Nigerians hear about insecurity, they're always saying, insecurity is not bandits, insecurity is not kidnapping, insecurity is not Boko Haram. No, insecurity is not only about this particular people. Insecurity is also the police people and the army. They are contributing to insecurity, but many Nigerians are not aware of it. The life we are living in this country is not life. What is going on in this country is not the way it's supposed to be. So these are security personnel are even the root cause of the problems going on in Nigeria. Like they are the main people that are causing problem in Nigeria. Now, looking at what he said, he was saying that BOD used Nigerian police to oppress someone over Twitter account. Military men flogged stupid and bastard into a married man back and left him with a permanent scar due to simple electricity issues. Like what they do, what Nigerian police do, sometimes you'll be shocked. You will see a Nigerian police, they'll be fighting a civilian over little things that don't matter. You see them showing their power on unnecessary thing. Just like what he said, military men were flogging stupid and passing into a married man back and left him with permanent scar just because of a simple electricity issue. That is what they did to this man. But when it comes to the tough things in this country, they will not be able to handle it. The worst part of it that is pinning many Nigerians is that they do collaborate with these bandits and these criminals whenever they are doing carrying out an operation. I've seen a case whereby a Nigerian police came out and was saying that he caught a I think they say they caught a kidnapper on their way, and the kidnapper was trying to bribe them, but they didn't collect the amount of money. They didn't collect the amount of money. They had to immediately apprehend the kidnapper. But now it's very hard to find those kind of people in Nigerian police. Even if Nigerian police may be thousand, but you're going to be seeing like 2% of good people there. The other people are highly corrupt. It is very hard for you to see a good police officer on duty. And that is why Akpabio is saying that it's contributing a whole lot to the insecurity. So when we talk about insecurity, we shouldn't just be looking at bandits, kidnapping. We should be looking at the security personnel. How are they involved in all these things? Because many Nigerians are now lamenting that the security personnel are also involved in it. That is why when you see an attack happened, when you hear of an attack is going on, just know that maybe the security personnel are aware of it. That's why it's very hard for you to catch them. It's very hard for you to catch those kidnappers because the security personnel have already collaborated with them. There was this story that happened that my friend was telling me about. He was saying that a man paid 5 million naira to someone's account in order to buy solar panel. I think the biggest one to buy a solar panel. Then after the business they had, they were now trying to the guy stopped picking call and they tried to go to that particular state and be able to report to their police so that the police there were able to find this man. But unfortunately, according to what he was saying, they said that I think they found him, but they were not able to tell them they found the man. But when the police came back to them, the police was now saying a whole lot of things. They were not trying to manipulate the whole story because my friend was not saying that they have already the people who did that business, people that took that 5 million naira from him have already planned it with the police people in that particular state. Maybe they are going to be able to take their own share. You see, that is the reason why many Nigerians don't put hope in police again. If any incident is happen, just try to protect yourself. Because even if you're trying to call the police before they will arrive in that incident, anything that wants to happen must have happened. So you see why the DSS is always saying we need to start be able to protect ourselves. Even if it's for us to carry small weapons, we should be able to carry them and protect ourselves because the police cannot do anything for us. Before you call them for a particular incident, the thing has already happened. Maybe they even arrive late and be telling you where are they when the thing has already gone. So we don't have to put all our hope in these federal government workers. Like they're not going to help us at all. In fact, they're the ones even contributing to the insecurity the more. That's why you see when I hear about this repented Boko Haram, I don't normally believe it because this repented Boko Haram, they still go back to their crisis. They still go back to what they have been doing. They still go back to what they have been doing. So that's why when you hear about repenting Boko Haram, it doesn't really sound well. And now, Nigerians have never asked themselves, why is it that if any incident happen in Nigeria, like this Boko Haram incident, this terrorist incident, why is it that it is very hard for you to hear that they caught a particular person? Okay, some like okay, what happened in Bronu? Let us take for example the Bronu attack on military barrack. This is I'm not just talking about a normal attack. This attack happened in Bronu State. The military, the barrack itself. That's where they launched the attack. But we did not hear that they arrested a particular person that was among the attack. We didn't hear of it. And among, when I mean barrack, you know that there are a lot of soldiers and armies in barrack. Are they trying to say that among what really happened there, they were not able to catch one particular terrorist that came for that attack? You know, it's something to be questioned. What is going on? What is going on? I have never heard of an attack that happened and they said, okay, we were able to catch these people, we have apprehended them ahead, and they are now in jail, they are facing trial. I have never heard. Instead, you will hear that they flew away. Everything, they flew away. You will never hear that they are being apprehended. But just take for instance, Mazen Namdekal. They accuse an innocent man for what he did not do. Now, this innocent man has stayed 5 years in detention. They didn't catch him with gun. The people that they catch with gun, they will tame it as repeated Boko Haram. Nigeria, what a country. What a confused country. That the people that they catch with gun, no, they're not saying that they're repentant, that they should not be able to join military. They will not join military. Do they think that someone who is already involved in crime will ever change? Well, Nigerians don't ever think. Do they think that someone who is already born and brought up in crime, do they think the person will change easily and you term them as repentant Boko Haram? How does it work? Does that really even make sense? Now, Mazin and the Kali was not even seen with any gun, but they kept him there and tamed him as terrorists. Why the real terrorists are out there causing havoc and pains in the society? You guys were not able to catch the real terrorists. Is now Mazin and the Kali, you guys are saying that he's the terrorist of Nigeria. Nigeria is a joke. The life we're living in this country, it is not really worth it. This is not a country at all. And that is see the reason why it is very hard for foreign investors to come into Nigeria to do anything. It is just so hard. Now, I think this come 2027, everybody needs to shine their eyes in voting for the right people that will be in that seat. What we want are people that will end bad governance. We don't just want, like the way people have been saying that Atiku and P2B should collaborate in order to remove Tinubu from office. It's not just about collaborating. That's one thing Nigerians understand. It's not just about collaborating. What if they collaborate finish and we keep suffering, or the bad governance still keep going on? So it's not just about collaborating. What should happen is that, like P2B said that before he's going to collaborate with anybody, he's going to make sure that that collaboration is going to lead to the end of bad governance, the end of insecurity in the land, and that is how it should be. That is how it should be. Like Nigerians are tired of what is going on in Nigeria. That's why you see many of youths are traveling outside the country because they're tired. Before you know it, they'll tell you this one has jackpot. And the people that are even living in the country, that what they should you see many investors, there's many people that should have invested in Nigeria. They'll carry that their brain and what they want to build and go to another country and build it there, leaving Nigeria behind because of what is going in Nigeria. Even the people, our own people who are outside the country, it's not hard for them to even come back to Nigeria. I'm telling you guys, it's not hard for them to come back to Nigeria because of insecurity. Many people are now afraid of what is going in Nigeria. Every day by day, we are hearing of different cases going on in Nigeria. Is it that terrorist? Is it that kidnapping? Like if I tell you the amount of money that Nigeria have spent in this Nigeria has spent in insecurity, when I tell you the amount of money, that money is enough to build infrastructures in Nigeria. It is enough to build industries in Nigeria. We keep spending on insecurity, but we don't know that insecurity is what is causing the hardship in our land. It is insecurity that is causing the high cost of food prices in the market. Let's take for instance that we end insecurity. You find that Nigeria is going to, even if Nigeria was one of the poorest countries, Nigeria is going to go to the second richest country in the world if we give an end to insecurity. If no, I feel that when insecurity started, like okay, yes, insecurity started. This Boko Haram updating started when Goodluck Jonathan was in office, and then was when things like when I mean prices of goods increased. Until now, it has not dropped. That's why I told you that insecurity is what is causing the high cost of food prices in the market. Because it was when Boko Haram people started launching their attack food prices started going high. When Yuradua was the president of Nigeria, things were very cheap. That's late Yuradua. Things were really cheap. But now take a look at what is going on. Things are now things prices of goods are now high because of insecurity. A whole lot is happening in Nigeria, and we need to put an end to it. We need to tell our police people and our army personnel to please stop involving with these criminals. Instead, they should fight these criminals. They should fight these bandits. They should stop going over things that are unnecessary, going into matters that are unnecessary, chasing people that they're not supposed to chase, going to checkpoints and extorting from transporters. What are they not trying to display? That particular thing they're trying to display is spoiling the image of Nigeria. That is one thing they don't know. That is one thing they are not aware of. That's one thing Nigerians are not aware of. We need to put an end to insecurity. Enough is enough. And I urge all Nigerians that come 2027, they should open their eyes. Don't vote because you are giving money to vote. No. This time around, we need to shine our eyes to be able to vote someone who's going to be in that seat, someone who's going to end bad governance. Because according to what we are hearing, we say that June 12th is nationwide protest because Tinubu has marked his second year in office. Still, nothing is going on. No. Like when I mean nothing is going on. No improvement. The way things are, that is the way things. In fact, let me say they're not. It's increased to 200%. In Tinubu's regime, it's increased to 200%. So this coming protest that is going to happen on June 12th is going to be a massive protest because of the things that is happening in Nigeria. Tinubu has marked the second year in office. Still, nothing has. We've not seen all the things he promised us. We are not seeing any of it. Instead, things are getting worse day by day. These are just getting worse day by day in this country. It's high time that Nigerians should shine their eyes in voting the right people. Come 2027, we need to shine our. We don't need to come and start collecting bribe from bribe from all these politicians and all that. No, it's not time for all this. And I know that this Tinubu regime has taught a lot of people lessons. It has taught a lot of people that this time around we need to open our eyes and vote for someone that was going to be there. One thing with Nigerians is ethnic bias. That is what is buying many people in this country. When you feel that you want to take all the glory and that an Igbo man that an Igbo man must not rule. Have you guys tasted? If an Igbo man rule, is not a bad thing. All we need in this Nigeria is a man who is capable of helping all the whole ethnic group. That is one thing we need. We don't have to start doing ethnic bias. If we start doing ethnic bias, you find that Nigeria is not going to go anywhere. We'll keep suffering the way we have been suffering. Nothing is going to change. Nothing will change at all. So, guys, that's all we have for today. Let me know your thoughts below. What do you really think about the insecurity in the land, as well as what Akpabio said that he blames Nigerian police over insecurity in Nigeria? So, guys, let me know your thoughts below. And also, if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button to get all the notifications and everything that is happening in Nigeria. So, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys in my next live section.